origin of 250 gemstones. Sit back, relax, and grab some popcorn.
Well, it all started in the city of Mosul, a nice town in the country of Iraq. This is 250 gemstones. Thank you guys for tuning in. This is 250 Gemstones Exchange, where I give you guys great content, and in exchange, you guys like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you. And share the video as well. I don't want to take up too much of your time. I just want to talk about this Jerry Jones situation. And the topic of today is, can people change? Ooh, everybody looking around the room. Look around this motherfucker. And like always, there's two sides to a coin. For me, my ignorant side. On the other side, intellectual. Okay. For me, it works. It's yin and yang. Okay, let's go. Topic: can people change? Can people change? I believe people can change. Me personally. A lot of people believe people can't. According to the picture and the info that I gathered, Jerry Jones is caught in the picture. His old pasty ass was in the picture 66 years ago, 1957, in Arkansas, where it was a picture of him supporting the segregation of schools amongst black and white students. Some people say that he still is a racist today. It's ingrained in him because of his household, and he has a track record of not hiring black coaches. Now, with that being said, he has had a black quarterback. We also have other black employees, but he haven't had a black coach. And some will even say the black quarterback that he does have, Dak Prescott, he's not too fond of him because he's not white. Dak Prescott is black. He's mixed, but we're gonna say he's a brother. He's black. So it comes down to actions. Can a person change? Me personally, I think people do change. I think people should change for the better because it's all about growth. And it's all about your environment. Environment is really critical, and the people at the top, they know that. That's why they place certain strategies within certain environments. Like if you're from the hood, they have certain things in this environment that keep you in that environment. They keep your mentality, they shape your mentality, they shape your perspective based on this environment. So in this environment that they created, they carved out a demographic, and in this environment, for example, the schools, these people at the top come together and they implement what the kids should be learning, the curriculum, the after school programs, even if they even have any after school programs, extracurricular activities, there's things of that nature. So the main courses, the passing rating, they the ones who decide the testing, all of these things that go inside this environment. The kids have no choice but to adapt to that environment. So the reason I'm bringing this up, it was racist times back then. So was he really racist? Or was he just adapting to his environment at that point in his life? What I'm saying is, let's say he's a racist back then because of his environment, his parents, his neighborhood. They're fed the same propaganda like the kids, like I gave this the example of the school. They're being fed certain propaganda and material and perspectives. So was Jerry Jones, right? So his was based off racism and black people are this. Niggas ain't shit. They're the cause of all the problems in the country. They're the cause of the problem they're a problem just to society as a whole, and they need to be dealt with. And the harsh punishments and all the horrible things that's happening to the blacks is justified. So that's the type of environment, based off the information I gather, that's the type of environment he grew up in. So by him growing up in that environment at that time, let's say he's racist, could he change? Can people change? Is he a racist today? I don't know. I don't know him personally. But overall, I see a lot of people stay the same. I see a lot of people change. It's very interesting how where you are in life, and I heard somebody say that where you are in life, you know, that's how you view life at that point in time, because this is all you're exposed to. Like I said, if you're a person from the hood, you're only exposed to the same old thing. That's one thing about the hood. It is boring. Boring, 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 boring. So if you have a bunch of motherfuckers who ain't learning anything, you got a bunch of kids with little resources, with really little expectations. They put these kids, well, us, I say us, I was one of those kids that made it out. I was one of those kids. It was so, especially when I got to junior high and high school, it's the same thing over. Show a motherfucker something different. Show us financial literacy. All they kept showing us every freaking year was about our history, black history, black history, black history, black history, and gangs. I grew up in Cali, so it's gangs. Stay out of gangs and black history. This is your history, 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 black history, black. Okay, that's cool, but where's the money? You put a bunch of kids who have low self-esteem coming from these broken homes, and the households are broken, the school system broken, and then they know it's going to be the outcome for most of these kids. They built a place for them called the prison. So just like everything was constructed, engineered for the hood, and for that time, everything was constructed for, I'm not saying it's right, I'm saying racism was constructed to serve a purpose. So if could a man used to think like that and grow out of it, I believe so. Because it's hard to believe that nobody can change. Me personally, it's hard to believe that nobody can change, because then the world wouldn't be moving forward. The only way the world moves forward if people change and if people grow. You know, I always had a thirst for knowledge, thirst for how to get this. And I'm the type of person, when I want something, I want it fast. So I realize in life, if you want something fast, you got to have the knowledge. So you can manipulate whatever you're trying to manipulate and get it done quicker. There's tweaks. There's information. Oh, this little piece of information can save you so much time. You can do it a different way. This piece of technology, or these group of people, or these people who can put you in a better position because they already been there and done that. A lot of the things that help us in life is not in the books. Now, I'm a firm believer in reading the damn books, because the books have a lot of concrete information that can't be altered, information no matter how you trying to twist and turn it. I had a quick side note. I had a conversation with a brother, and we were talking about this is a different religion and stuff. Everybody have their own thing. I respect everybody, but long story short, the reason I'm bringing this up because it's changing definitions and the meaning of the word. When everything is concrete, it's concrete. The facts can't change. It's in the book. The John 3:16 says, God so much loved the world that he gave his only begotten son, and all of those who believe in him will have eternal life and will not perish. So the key point I was trying to tell him, he said, oh no, God is only coming back for the Hebrews, his own chosen people. He's not coming back for nobody else. He's only coming for us because we are the downtrodden, blah, 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 blah. We're the downtrodden, we're the suffering, we're the one that were made slaves. Like, okay, but what did the Bible say? It says, God so much loved the world. It didn't say God so God so much loved his people and only his people, the Hebrews or the 12 tribes, and he sent his son to only save his chosen people. It didn't say that. It said, John 3:16, God so much loved the world that he sent his only begotten son to us. And all of those who believe in him will not perish and have eternal life. The world, the key point of the world, he didn't say he only loved his chosen people. He loved the world. That's China, that's Japan, that's Italy, that's the US, that's Mexico, that's the entire world. Every knee will bow to the King, Jesus Christ, and that's the only way you get to God. So the reason why I'm bringing that up, some things in this world are concrete. Going back to the books, things in this world, some of these things are concrete and need to be concrete. But some of the things, I believe, these things need to be concrete because this is what society stands on. When you begin to change definitions, things begin real iffy, real sketchy, and it alters the meanings. And when you alter the meaning of something, then it changes the perspective. So going back to, can people change? I believe the world need people to change. This is how you grow. This is how you grow. This is how the world moves forward. Because being stuck in a mental enslavement, it's the same thing over and over. And then you're getting older. So you do this thing over and over again, and you're getting older and you didn't grow. There's no exposure. You didn't do anything different. How can the world move forward if everybody's locked in the box? With that same mentality, low self-esteem, walking around with hate, walking around with pity. People have to change. Now, there's a lot, like I said, there's a lot of people that believe nobody can change. A person is, once they get to a certain age, that's pretty much who they are. They can't come out of their comfort zone. They can't come out of this perspective that's holding them back. They can't shake these shackles in their mind. They can't shake these shackles in their spirit, and they can't shake these shackles that's on their heart. So they can't shake these shackles, so they stuck, and they're stuck, and they stuck, not knowing that they're limiting themselves on this beautiful thing we call life, because you only get one. So I believe, me personally, everybody has a second chance in their life, or a few chances in their life, to where they get it right. I believe a man and woman should have a second chance to get it right, because now once you go on that path and your mind start opening, you begin to love yourself and you begin to love others. But it starts with the will to change. Jerry Jones, I don't know. I know you're old rich white man, most rich white man coming from that era. They don't like no nigga telling them what to do, so they do anything to stay in power. They a lot of them rich motherfuckers are out of touch with what's going on in the black communities. They have a little empathy. They have a little sympathy for what's going on. The frustration that's in the hood, the depression that's in the hood, the lack of resources will make a man go crazy. They don't understand it. They, in their mind, they say, well, just deal with it, do the right thing. It's hard to make $1 out of 15 cents. But most rich white people don't understand that. And deep down inside, I believe a lot of them understand that. That's why they stay in power. For one, they won't be in that predicament. Their family won't be in that predicament. And they, like I said, they can sustain their powers. So Jerry Jones, if you still that way, shame on you, motherfucker. Shame on you. Oh, they got on Jerry Jones' ass. They got on his ass. They dug that picture up and got on his ass 66 years ago. Cancel culture ain't fucking around. You understand what I'm saying? And in closing, intellect. This is where we have a heart to heart with my fans, baby. Listen, don't be afraid to change. Do not be afraid to change. Do not be afraid to take risks. Do not be afraid to go outside your comfort zone. Don't be afraid. Let go of whatever is holding you back. And you yourself, and we all know that thing or those things that are holding us back. Don't be afraid to grow. Don't be afraid to change for the better. When I mean change, I'm talking about changing for the better. Don't be afraid to change for the better. This is your life. Don't care what nobody thinks about you. If you are a person, a believer, you don't have to worry about the man I'm saying. But even if you're not a believer, I don't know. I don't know what it's like to not be a believer or something greater. But if you are not, you still got to get a grasp and understanding of love comes first. Love, and with that comes discipline. With that comes assurance. With that comes confidence. You got to be able to handle all these good things. Don't be afraid to grow.